But listen, just another day at LIU.
Yeah.
And this is coming crunch time for all of us here
This is it.
at the station. This is really it.
It's where the fun starts.
This is just fine. You got a lot of final projects. How's that going?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff due in about a week. So
yeah, I mean we're all working hard. I see a bunch of people in there.
it's
crunch
time.
There's a bunch of people in the station right now. I'm gonna be staying after. I usually don't stay after, but I'm gonna stay after the show ends. I got to do a bunch of stuff. So it really is crunch time. But we got to get into the news and into the happenings in the MLB, and there's a lot, but I really want to just say one thing first before I get into it, is that this is going to probably be, I'm not 100%, but I think this is going to be the last show until fall. We would usually run during the summer, but
hey, just in time for the World Series. Right?
Yeah, just in time for the World Series, but I am going to be interning at a real radio station. I mean, this is a real station, but this is a student-run station. I'm going to be doing an internship at WBAI, and I'm really excited for the opportunity, and it's going to be fun. Hopefully, I make the most out of it, and I'm looking forward to that. So, but you could always follow me on Twitter, at Ace at the Plate. It's brand new created, and if you want to know my opinions on the Mets and everything as the show goes on, and Joe too, I always retweet his stuff.
Yeah.
So follow us on there, so we're not completely in the dark, because I love you guys. But anyway, time to get into the news. So here's the big thing that sort of happened this week: is Starling Marte. You know, he got suspended for PEDs, and I was sort of thinking, man, at least we know the system is working. But I just feel like, man, I feel like nothing is going to deter these guys from doing this. I feel like that even though you don't get paid, he's not going to get paid for 80 games, so you're losing money. So it's like Is it just like, oh, I just need to do this, I don't care if I get caught, because maybe it will help me get the big contract?
I saw a tweet from, and I retweeted, I think it was Jake Deek. Was that his name? Yeah, Jake Diekman. I'm reading it right now. He said, you get suspended, you make the minimum for the rest of your career. Take something they care about. Now, I guess that's a good idea, but at the same time, you got to look at it from an ownership perspective. I mean, that would be a huge advantage to owners.
Well, first of all, owners will be giving out PEDs like chocolate.
Yeah, basically.
Like chocolate on Halloween.
I like the idea, but there's a lot of holes.
There's a lot of holes in that. But it's like sort of crazy. Oh, I thought that was Dan for a second. No, I thought that was Doug.
Well, that was Dan.
No, that was Dan. That was
looked
Dan.
Like Doug.
They looked like Doug, right?
They could be father-son.
Yeah, sorry.
I can see it.
Creeping through my window.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the conversation. It's just sort of crazy to see that these are working, but a lot of people go, well, PEDs. A lot of people are soft on PEDs, and here's why I differ on those people is that look what the Olympics does. I mean, the second you are caught or you fail a drug test, that's it. You're given your medals are stripped. You're almost like publicly shamed.
Right.
And baseball follows that for the most part. Like, for instance, usually, you get suspended for PEDs. It's 80 games is huge. It's a long way. And then you're ineligible for the postseason, which, come on, guys. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's early, but we'll be talking about that. Pirates have not started out hot, but
neither have our Mets.
Yeah, and that's why we're going to talk about that. But, listen, baseball goes hard, but then again, do they go hard enough? Because, I mean, D. Gordon won the batting title. He didn't have to give any of it back. I mean, his career, it's just going to be it's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be like
kind of a hoax.
He's never going to.
But
it's always going to be, batting champion of 2015. He never has to give that back and give it to the second place video. Second place person, sorry. So, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like, because in the Olympics, you got to give your stuff back. You got to give all your medals back.
I mean, no matter how many steroids or PEDs you take, I mean, he still went out there and he won the batting championship.
Yeah,
and he still went out there and
that
did
goes
it.
into the debate.
I mean, there are some guys who take PEDs, take steroids, and don't make anything of it. I mean, it happens. But
I mean, look at Todd Pratt. Okay,
yeah,
he had one home run. That was it.
I was going to say Paul. He had a nice career, but you know what? I mean, he wasn't like a Hall of Famer.
So there's debate on whether PEDs and all these drugs really do have an effect, and I think to some extent they do. But I do think there's a lot of talent. But the reason why I don't like PEDs, besides all that, is that to me it just sort of adds a layer of something that it just sort of takes away the natural man-made of baseball in a way where I'll get into it like, you know, you see all these guys and it's like, yeah, you know, these guys are mostly physically fit, most of them, not Bartolo.
Not Bartolo.
But
you don't
know,
see too many Bartolos.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys are fit. And, you know, they're in good shape. But it's like, okay, like that is something that theoretically someone could achieve. You know, like I don't want to see someone looking superhuman. Like this is completely unrealistic. Like some of the guys back then looked monstrous. Looks like they were eating meatballs. Okay, they would eat golf balls. These guys looked like, I just don't want them looking like it was so obvious. Like, boy, it was obvious. Like, back in the day.
I saw a photo of Marte's arms like a few weeks ago. I mean, you know, typical steroid.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, to me, it would take away an element of the game where, oh well, I can't. I mean, obviously, I can't play baseball, but it's like, geez, I really can't because I don't look like a Martian. I don't look like someone out of this world. So, you know, listen, that's the world of PEDs.
Look at Barry Bonds 15 years ago and look at him now. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Just Google a picture of Barry Bonds because, I mean, he looked unhuman. And especially if you go, well, look at him before and after when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates and then he went to the Giants. The guy he doesn't look like the same person. So it takes away an element. So, yeah, I don't think PEDs, at least we know the system's working. To an extent. I mean, I don't know how many guys are out there.
You don't really see it too much anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Not as much as you did, say, you know, 5-10 years ago.
I mean, what would you say? I mean, if you had to guess right now, percent chance, how many people do you think are doing steroids?
A lot more than you think.
A lot more than we think.
They just don't get caught.
They just don't get caught.
I would say, how many... I don't know how many players are in the MLB, but if I had to give a percentage, I would say more than half are taking something that they shouldn't be taking. Maybe not, you know, what Marte was taking.
What was he taking? Start with an M. I know that it wasn't horse pills like
like genius Henry Mejia.
Yeah, he was taking like horse tranquilizer. Okay, this guy
He was actually I can't tell you the name of it, but he was taking a pill that they actually give baby horses.
Yeah. So that's what So, I mean, these people are injecting themselves and are taking pills and are doing all these drugs to try. Because the goal is to make the money for the contract.
But if you asked me, I would say more than half are taking something they shouldn't be taking.
Yeah. And that could vary from straight HGH to something else. And I don't know. Do you know how it actually works? Is it just like, hey, you're taking a drug test?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's how it is.
I'm not really familiar with the whole process, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I played baseball, I was like randomly selected. I guess they
just pick you. And, you know, I don't know if you want to get into that, but is there any steroids at your college level? Or was there? Or you don't want to get into
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of,
to be honest.
I mean, I wonder.
We're not professionals, and most of us aren't looking to go professional.
Yeah. Would you think at like a Division I or really serious?
Totally.
Like that. What's that one school? Vanderbilt.
Totally.
I think
Miami.
Maybe.
How about Miami? The guys, you know, the team that Ryan Braun played on 10, 15 years ago, they were all juicing up.
Yeah.
You know, it's so obvious in D1 they definitely are, but those guys get away with murder.
But maybe, I mean, maybe not. You know, I'm just saying. It's just like I feel like that if PEDs were to, you know,
that's different though. Those guys literally get away with murder.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I actually saw this thing. It's like student athletes who, again, at like a Division I school, no matter what sport it is, if you're like, you know, if you have a chance or they see or you could get away with a lot. I suggest you watch a segment on. Do you know John Oliver? He's really funny.
John, I've heard of the name.
Yeah, he does a lot of segments, and you know he did this one on student athletes, and one of them, one NFL player spoke about him being a student athlete, and he was like, "Yeah, I took Swahili," and he's like, "Can you speak a little bit of Swahili?" He's like, "I don't know one word of Swahili." So, I mean, like, I'm telling you, I'm not saying, because I know it must be hard to play for a scholarship or whatever, but, you know, yeah, there is some stuff where...
And how about the NFL? You think these guys are all clean? No way. I'd say more than 80% of those guys are taking something.
But that's, steroids is different in the NFL,
different.
Right?
I mean, it's a contact sport. People pay to see these, you know, strong guys, you know, collide and make something happen. I mean, baseball, it's just, you know... It's not fair.
Well, I mean,
It's just
hey,
not
look
fair.
at that. I mean, look, you got Lucas Duda with the hyperextender. I mean, there are some collisions at the plates. I mean, did you see? By the way, here's something we'll get into: the Manny Machado slide at second base of the Red Sox. I don't know if you saw that.
I heard about that. I didn't really.
I'll
too much
fill
into
you
it.
in because it was an interesting dynamic. But like I guess like the Red Sox and the Orioles were playing a game, and Manny Machado like slid into second base, and it looked sketchy, but it wasn't. It was really an accident. His spikes like kneeled into Dustin Pedroia, and Pedroia had to be taken out of the game. I think it was like the next day, guy throws at his head, and like
I saw he got hit.
Yeah, he got hit.
It was in the
he got
elbow or
hit.
something.
Yeah, he got hit, but I don't know. He threw at his head, and then what was interesting though is that Dustin Pedroia was like immediately after that happened, like outside the dugout, was like, "That was not me. That was my team doing that. That I didn't. I had nothing to do with that." And I don't think you throw at the head anyway. If you want that to happen, you throw at his butt or you throw at his back. So you got to be careful with that stuff because some people just don't know what they're doing.
Hey man, I wanted them to plunk Murphy last night.
Oh my gosh! I want to save that for the second segment because that was terrible. But hey, listen, you ever been plunked? You ever plunked someone?
Have I ever plunked someone?
Yeah.
Never intentionally, no.
Yeah.
But I've been plunked intentionally plenty of times.
Oh, you've been plunked intentionally?
Yeah, there are times you just know. I remember there was this one time. I got plunked intentionally once when I was like 9 years old. This kid, it was Williamsport. This kid was just throwing cheese. This kid was throwing like 70 miles an hour, which 46.
Oh my gosh!
Which like 46 feet away though. That's like 90.
No, yeah,
so
it's insane.
I mean, he threw one. I was like destroying them that game. I was like Murphy last night.
Yeah.
I was just tearing it up. So first pitch, kid hits me right in the right below the neck.
Yeah.
And then there was another time when I was 15 years old. Same thing. It was a playoff series.
Yeah.
Versus these guys, and I was batting like 600. It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh!
So right before I get up to the plate, they gather. They all gather.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna hit this guy.
They all gather. And I didn't get hit, but the ball came about a centimeter away from my chin.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
a little bit of I forget what they call it. The
chin music.
Yeah, chin music.
So I've definitely been thrown out intentionally. It's not fun, and it really gets you mad too.
Yeah, it does.
Really,
I mean, I wish you charged the mound. I wish there was footage of you charging the mound.
I didn't.
That would be
the
hilarious.
Mound, but
I mean, that would actually be really funny.
But but it makes me mad. I don't like being thrown at, but at the same time, there's sometimes a time for it. You know, in the case
it's part of the game.
In the case of Machado, he went in hard. It wasn't intentional, I'm sure.
No, people were saying it looked intentional.
But if something like that did happen where it was intentional, then you got to stick up for your teammate and you got to hit him. Yeah, you don't hit him in the head.
Yeah, don't hit him in the head. Hit him in the back.
And then there are times where you guys like Daniel Murphy or Bryce Harper.
My gosh.
Someone who's super comfortable.
I hate them both so much.
Somebody who's super comfortable in the box. You got to back them off a little bit and make them a little less comfortable.
Yeah. Because they're like dominating. They come in and Daniel Murphy comes into Citi Field like he never left.
It's an old school thing that nobody really does anymore.
Yeah. And I love when I hear about, well, I don't love when I hear this, but you always hear Ronnie or Keith and go, well, the game's changed. Like people, now baseball players are more like a fraternity. You always hear them throw around that word during the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fraternity of guys, because everyone is so privileged to be playing in the major leagues, and they sort of like, there's no rivalries. There's no fire between the different clubs. It's like, when are we going to see a fight? Like, it was almost a fight. It's always the Mets versus the Phillies when there's like almost a fight.
That's never fight.
I just want to see a fight. I want to see a fight. I want to see
a fight last night.
You know what I want to see? I want to see teams hate each other. I feel like teams are all lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in the case of
like
Mets
I was
and
at the game last night, and Curtis Granderson, the nice guy he is.
Yeah.
He
sometimes to his fault.
Yes, him and Adam Eaton before.
Here he goes.
Hang
on.
Sorry, boys.
What's going on? We got someone strolling in late. Here comes Doug.
Yeah. Hey, before the game, him and Adam Eaton are just, shaking hands, hugging each other. I thought they were going to go out on a date. And,
I mean,
it's just
come on. You guys are on the opposite team.
You guys are on the opposite team. It's on ESPN. It's a nationally televised game.
we hate your fans. We hate your fans.
It's like Stop hugging each other.
I mean, Doug, seriously, don't you just hate how lovey-dovey this game is?
I hate it.
It's
right
ridiculous.
Now?
It's absolutely atrocious.
And
that's why I think it's not a National League thing, because in the American League we saw Machado and
we just talked about it, but
That's
I don't
amazing.
I don't think that Machado slid intentionally there. I don't like.
Oh no! The bag pushed him up a little bit.
I don't think it was ill intent to put the spikes in him.
No, Pedroia even knew that. Pedroia even said after the game, because when you saw the interactions, he's like, "I didn't call for that. That was my team." He's like, "I know that." He's like, "It was a gritty play."
About it. And
what
do you think? Do you think that the head throwing was intentional?
No, that was not the head. I think he missed his location because he's not.
Because what was that with the head?
Matt Barnes? I think
that's
it's Matt Barnes.
dangerous.
He doesn't have that good of location to begin with.
People said this. They say if you can't control the ball well, because when you're talking about the head, it's never a good thing. It's never a good sign. When you get hit in the head, no one wants that.
No one wants that. That's death.
No one wants
death,
that. One person has died in the history of baseball doing that. It was in the 1800s.
Yeah, like 1893. But still,
where they used
we're due for one.
Where they used little plastic bags as helmets.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think they used
helmets.
They didn't even use helmets. I'm sure.
They probably didn't. Now that I think about it.
No way.
I was watching the game yesterday, and it just seemed that it was so.
And we're gonna get into
lovey-dovey. I mean, when you see Daniel Murph out there, I hate Murph now.
I hate him.
I hate him.
I can't stand this guy. I can't stand this guy so much. And Tim Tebow's got to come up to him. You want to know why he comes up to him? Because Murphy's like the passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, Murphy's like one of those religious nuts too. So he's like,
didn't he say that? He was very outspoken against gay marriage, right?
Yeah,
that, it was a huge scene in
it was in 2014, I think. It was in 2014.
Yeah.
He's not. And it was a Billy Bean, and the Mets didn't like that either. The Mets didn't like that either when that thing came out.
Not showing so much progression.
But my gosh, I just feel like it wouldn't hurt to make, and I'm gonna say it, and I hate saying this phrase, but make baseball great again or whatever. But we're gonna go into the break, and we're gonna see you when we get back. We got Doug here, Doug baby.
My place, you don't have to keep it harsh, you can leave it toothbrush at my place, my place. I just can't let you go. Catch DNCE on April 13th for $15 with an LIU student ID and with no limit on the amount of tickets you can purchase. Get yours now at the Tilla Center before they're all gone.
Relive the decade that rocked. Double O Rock with me, Victoria, as your host. Jam out to your favorite rock and alternative music like Cartel, Blink-182, Mayday Parade, and more. Every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. only on mywcwp.org.
True or false? At one time, New York had 3 baseball teams. Professors Howard Ehrlich and Harvey Sakowitz will help you recall memories of that golden age when the Giants, Dodgers, and Yankees ruled baseball. It's on Friday, April 21st at 2 p.m. in the Syosset Public Library. For more info, call 516-921-7161 or visit syossetlibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You're listening to Ace at the Plate on WCWPSports.org.
All right, guys. So listen now for the thing we've all been waiting for, the Mets Nationals series. First take, what you guys got? What is your impression right now? What do you got?
First of all, we all knew. This is no surprise because we all knew they were getting swept. That's number one. Number two, I know there was little to no positives to take out of this weekend, but the one positive I will take is Michael Conforto.
Yeah.
And his ability to bat lead-off and his ability to play every day.
He
needs to play every day.
And this is what
everyone's saying. We knew that
saying.
before the National Series, but now we
knew
really
this.
know.
By the way, and of course, I love Bruce. I love him at first base. I say keep this guy at first base. His glove last night wasn't so bad.
Yeah, you can pick him out of the dirt.
No. You know what? It's for a guy that hasn't played first base and whatever.
Not bad.
Pretty good. You know what? I've seen worse. I've seen worse up here. All right? I think he plays.
You know what? Even the error he made. You remember the error he made?
It wasn't his fault, though.
That wasn't his fault.
No.
Somebody's got to catch that.
So here's the thing. I say, listen, and I've been saying this in spring training. I'm very high on Conforto. Ronnie is very high on Conforto.
Everybody is,
Keith
except for
is
Terry.
very high on Conforto.
Terry. It's just like
everyone but Terry.
Like,
here's the thing.
Did he sleep with his wife or his daughter?
I don't know.
Like,
this guy,
this hate is unbiased.
This guy needs to play, and it's again. There's no one in this world that has an easier job, and I know it's hard, but I know I just contradicted myself, but. All you have to do is put Conforto in the lineup every day. You just take a pen and you write down Conforto, Conforto.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you do. You put him in the lineup. He's going to hit. I mean, it's the easiest thing, but Terry just refuses because he has this outdated philosophy, okay, where I don't care if you're a veteran batting .97, Jose Reyes. You earned it. He's earned it, Terry.
Curtis Granderson.
He earned it.
Yeah,
Curtis
Grandy. But Grandy's
Jesus
historically has
Christ.
been very cold. But you can't start him until May, at least.
But I'm telling you
Yeah.
this. I'm telling you this right now.
eliminated.
Michael Conforto, it's a disgrace that he's not playing. It's terrible that he's not playing. And again, all the scouts have been saying this guy is crazy. He looks great. His swing. I think his swing from the moment he got up here is sexy. Okay?
Oh,
It is
yeah.
straight sexy.
It's
it is
like
going to be
cool,
a
straight
it is
sex.
it is
like-
the sex
yeah.
symbol of baseball right now.
Yeah.
It is a short like tight swing.
like
I mean,
golf swing.
seriously, it's a good swing. I think it's the
beautiful.
best swing on the Mets.
It's
Like, I
everything
could watch
you've
that
wanted to
swing all
see.
day. And I mean, like, again, I don't know what this guy has to do to get in the lineup.
And I'm sorry, watching Juan Lagares is unbearable.
Oh, well, I've been
it's
saying this
watching
since
it.
2015.
It's
Since
unbearable.
Watching Kirk
2015.
Neuenhuis back again.
It's
not-
worse.
No.
This guy is
This guy
lost.
is
Lost.
at
Kirk
the plate.
Neuenhuis hit 3 homers in a game. He
Yeah,
gave us
that's
something
true.
to cheer
That's true.
about.
No. Let me tell you something about Juan Lagares. And of course, Joe knows. I have been saying since 2015, I cannot stand this guy. This guy is annoying. I don't care. You know what?
He's annoying.
Dime
I
a
can just see you
dozen.
fuming.
Oh yeah,
Just see
oh
you
yeah.
fuming.
Hang on. It's like, oh yeah, Gold Glove center fielder, bro. I'm about to go to Dominican Republic. I'll see the first guy and I'll get the Gold Glover. Okay, they are a dime a dozen Gold Glove center fielders. I don't care. Conforto bad defense. This guy could be a Gold Glover center fielder. Gold Glove don't mean SHIT. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care. If you're going to bat 220 at the plate on a good week, then bye.
Yeah,
This is the majors, kitty.
Can I ask? You're facing Max Scherzer last night. Why is your 7-8-9 Reyes, Plawecki, and Lagares?
Oh my gosh,
Can
Plawecki's
I ask
another.
that?
Plawecki's another
He
one.
is unbearable.
He is so
He is
bad.
so
and he blocked
bad.
Joe on Twitter. I mean,
He
this
blocked
guy,
me.
this
You on
guy,
Twitter?
this
What?
guy
What?
blocked him on
I
Twitter.
don't even think I said anything.
This guy has no.
Wait,
this
what?
guy has.
How
he's
soft is this guy?
He's
I
a
don't even-
spineless softy
I
who
don't
has no
even-
skills in
hold on a second.
baseball.
I don't even think I added him. I think I just said Kevin Plawecki stinks or something.
He
like
must have
that.
been. He's one.
He
of those,
must have been looking through the
No,
latest.
you know what he is? He's one of those losers. Okay,
He
one
is
of
a
those.
loser.
He's one of those losers that searches his own name on Twitter. Go, oh, let's see what the fans are saying. Oh, this guy's a little mean. Oh, you know what? I bet you that Twitter stuff gets in his head, and it better, buddy, because you stink, and you always will stink. You'll be a loser in this town. I'll tell you, 20 years from now, someone says Kevin Plawecki, they'll be like, Kevin who?
Yeah.
Who the hell are you?
That is true.
I mean, my gosh, you're a loser. Okay, I hate this guy. I hate Juan Lagares. And I gotta be honest, I hate Jose Reyes right now. This guy can't hit for crap.
I mean, when you see him up at the plate,
seriously.
it's just like the guy. It looks like an infant, the newborn.
He's
infant looking at the child
lost.
Being like, where
I
am
mean, you ever
What
seen
is
that
this?
TV show Lost? My gosh.
Have you ever seen so many pop-ups
I
in
mean,
one game?
my gosh, this
Jesus.
guy is terrible.
And when he gets some base out, he's expecting everyone to start chanting Jose, Jose, Jose. It's just like, no, dude.
No,
No.
dude, I'm not gonna.
have.
And of course, they had to give him his little free shirt. All right, little free shirt Friday. Him on the bases. How about he gets there first? My gosh. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna have Jose Reyes on the bases, Mr. Speedster, Mr. I could steal 30 bases. How about you get on the dang base? My gosh, Sandy Alderson is right. He's got to raise his on base percentage. Frick.
to say the least.
I mean,
No, I mean, you're right. When those three came up, I actually changed the channel because I was like, yep, nothing's going
These
to
are
happen
automatic
here.
outs.
I'm like,
Save
yeah.
us the time. Take the automatic out.
and here's the thing.
This is just
Go
standard
back.
Mets.
And by
Why
the
does
way-
this keep
That'll help the
No,
pace
wait
of
a
play.
minute. Wait a minute. You guys didn't even mention Wilmer Flores is he's got an IV tube on his freaking. He's got the IV.
Are you
You
serious?
walk into this guy, you'll think he's a cancer patient. You walk into the
He's
hospital.
in the
room.
hospital.
What is
I mean-
Ray Ramirez doing to these players? Like,
No,
is he
he's
slipping?
got a.
He's slipping up cyanide, ricin? What is
it gets
going
better.
on?
He got a freaking knee infection. What is that? I've never heard of that in my life. You ever know what?
But he didn't even have surgery.
Wait a minute. How do you get a knee infection?
Dude, I've had 2 knee surgeries.
Someone call your doctor. My gosh. Have you ever heard of anyone getting a knee?
I've heard of
I think it's a mole paid by the Nationals.
Is it a staph infection?
What is a knee infection?
That's
Can
a
someone
good question,
define that?
I thought that there would have to be an entry wound of some sort, and so that bacteria can get through that wound into your knee.
But what
like
is
a
it? You can't walk?
infection.
But yeah, like a staph infection type of idea. But I don't think he had any like cortisone shots or anything like that.
I love. By the way, I'm talking about
It's
Wilmer.
just a Mets curse. It's just a curse.
Wilmer's because no one's talking about him, but he's mashing lefties. That's the one thing. That's the one thing he's going to be on the team for is mashing lefties. And we all know how everyone else got hurt. How the hell did Wilmer Flores end up on an IV? This guy is literally getting
on his deathbed.
He's on his deathbed. He's probably watching the game on ESPN, and they're watching the Met get struck out. He's like, oh my gosh, he's going to start crying again. For frick's sake, someone get this guy a Kleenex.
You know what? It just goes to show how different this team is without Cespedes.
Oh my gosh,
lineup.
let's speak about that.
They are so different.
I mean, first of all,
atrocious.
and again,
like it's back to before.
Yeah,
the season. I love how this is
like
the
2
last
years.
show until fall, and this is how it's going to end, boys. It's going to end on a sinking ship. Literally, it's on the Titanic. Literally, hello, Rose, I'm coming. Like, seriously, I can't take it anymore. Cespedes with the quad again. This guy, seriously. And listen, I'm not giving him crap. I'm just saying that, my gosh, this guy, it's always the quad.
We'll let Cespedes
I'll let him
float
go.
on the wooden
No,
deck. We'll
I'll
let Terry drown.
I'll let him go. I'll let him go.
We're
Just
done.
listen. Cespedes said he wants to be in for Tuesday. We'll see how that works. And apparently,
Did he come up to bat yesterday?
First of all, I love how this guy
He was
lives.
on deck,
I love how Cespedes lives because 2 nights ago he's like on the massage table. Terry's like, "You want to get in that bat?" He's like, "I'm not feeling it." I love this guy because there's no. First of all, there's
The
no
brass
way.
balls on
There's
this guy.
no way he is going to swing on that.
Well, I like that because he tried to do that last year. We saw how well that went. I mean, he's
so
like coming
I
back
like
in
this
and out.
approach. He's being smart with it because think about it. People are screaming at Terry. They go, "Why isn't Cespedes in the lineup yesterday?" It's because bro, you don't want to lose this guy for 2 months.
Yeah.
Let that thing rest up.
I'd rather lose him for 2 series than 2 months.
2 months. I mean, seriously, this could get worse. And you know the Mets. So listen, hopefully he's going to be okay. And then what do you got? Travis d'Arnaud. What is this guy? I mean, you got a magnet on your wrist, bro.
Hey, look, he started off good, and his stats are still okay, but he's got to stay on the field. That's been his.
It's health. He's made up
been his
Have you
issue.
seen his how the injury happened? Throws the ball.
Yeah,
I've never
it's
seen that. I've never seen that before he did it.
Even the batter looked at him. He's just like, "Really, man? Like you actually hit my bat? Like
his wrist
what's
hit
wrong
the
with
bat
you?"
when he's throwing the
And
ball
he
to
was
second.
starting to get it together. That's the worst part about this. Is I'm pretty sure his
You know what,
OPS
though? You know
was
what?
at over 800.
You know what though? This is how. You know what's funny? This happened in 2 days. All these injuries are really staying.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened?
The world cratered in 2
Jacob
days.
deGrom needs a My Pillow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because he had the.
Yeah,
he
that's a
was
sore
great,
neck.
but he had a sore neck. Where's Matt's?
Just
My
to
gosh.
add
Yeah,
on,
Matt's- oof.
just to add on to the already.
Oh my gosh!
dreadful.
Is this breaking?
No.
Okay,
just
I was
just a
gonna
little
have a heart
stat.
attack.
Just a little stat that I'm sure you're already familiar with. Mike Puma tweets the Mets have a .210 team batting average,
Oh my
which
gosh.
is last in the
Oh
National League.
my!
I had a sneaking suspicion.
But they
that
have
we're right around.
29 home runs, which is
Oh great!
second,
But
but who
I'm
cares?
jumping. I'm
Yeah,
jumping
who cares
for Jordan.
if they-
Look at the record.
But
Look
who
at the
cares?
record.
Yeah, look at the record.
No one's on base.
What's
Like,
Sandy
that's not what's
Alderson going to
happening.
do? He's going to stroll out. He's going to go.
Yeah.
We're hitting a lot of home runs.
Sorry, what was your question again?
Yeah, no, I don't care that you're hitting a lot of home runs. This team, first of all, I think this team is the slowest team in baseball. This team might be the slowest team in baseball. There's no speed on the bases. Of course, people go, Jose Reyes. First of all, the guy's turning into grandma, okay? That's number one. Number two, could he get on the base? Okay, and then who you got? I mean, seriously, I'm never going to forget I know this is last year. Wilmer Flores from like third or whatever. I mean, the guy... He's the slowest guy in the world. I can't believe it. Granderson, my gosh. Grandma, hello.
Granderson needs to be benched.
I mean, first of all, what's he batting? Like 150? Maybe? That's generous
Yeah, that's
without
a generous-
looking?
I think that
Without
is the generous.
looking? I mean, this is ridiculous. And I hate how people come up here and they go, well, Granderson's going to get it together in May. I don't care. He's got to get it together right now. If I was Terry Collins, I'd sit Granderson down and be like, hey, listen, tough guy. I need you now. I need you today. We're about to be embarrassed on national TV. You want to play some October baseball? We got to get out there because
it's coupon pressure. That's all it is. They're paying $15 million.
Here it is.
They're like, oh, we need to put that product
and
out
Boomer and Carton, who I listen to, I listen to everyone. All right, I'm addicted to this crap. Okay,
Yeah.
but They're talking, and do you think that this was actually a liability to bring back just everyone and expect it to go? Well, like maybe those were fluke injuries, or was this something? First of all, is the ship over? Is it over? Doug, is it over? Is the season over?
No. It's April.
I know it's April.
You have to remember. I'm trying to sound like totally optimistic.
No,
here.
sound optimistic because for me, I'm about to jump off the cliff.
You have to remember when the Mets went on their 11. You remember that 11-game winning streak they went on 2 years ago in April?
Yeah,
there was a point where the Nationals were like 7 games out of the division. I mean, it's what I'm trying to say. It's a long season.
It's a long season.
But I'll tell you this. But now I'm going to be the pessimist.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but 10 games into the season, we were 7-3, right? Yeah. We were on cloud 9. And then I
miss those days.
And then it just, we've lost what 8
it hasn't
9.
Stopped.
But you know what? It can turn around. It can turn around just that quickly.
But it can't now because the biggest worry actually that we're experiencing now, which could have long season effects, is the bullpen. We're not getting the mileage out of the
Terry
starters.
Collins.
You know what?
Collins
doesn't know how to use it.
Collins.
It's not that it's a bad bullpen. He doesn't know how to manage it.
No, he doesn't know to manage it. And here's the
Fernando
problem.
Salas has thrown 55
here's
innings
the problem with
already.
Terry Collins. All right, Terry, you listening? Yo, you got your freaking hearing aid on, you stupid sack of bricks? Let me tell you something right now, Terry Collins. Okay? Because let me tell you something. Okay? I get it. You want to protect the pitchers. Okay? I understand 100% you want to protect the pitchers. But these guys are barely getting out of the 6th inning. Yeah. You have got... I mean, there was that one game. I think it was like with DeGrom or it was with Syndergaard, but I think it was with DeGrom. Terry Collins pulls him in the 6th, and he's like, well, if these guys get hurt, again. And then the next day, he's pushing another guy. I say, if you're going to... I understand you need to be careful with these guys, but sometimes when your bullpen has been used for so much, you just got to say, hey, listen, we need you tonight. Don't be a little puppy dog. Yeah. Don't whimper out, oh my gosh, the pitchers. No, okay, I get it. I don't want them throwing 150 pitches, but I'm just saying, if the circumstances align, they got to go out and do their job. They got to go out and pitch. You want this big contract? You want the big bucks? You want to go sit? Hey Noah, you want to keep sitting in the front of the Rangers game last night? You better make the big pitches. You better go out there.
Can't forget that.
Yeah, like you gotta get the props. No, but,
I'm just saying that Terry Collins.
Even Harvey, just need to take off the baby gloves because if you don't allow these guys to finally get going,
it's ridiculous.
And it was a long spring training, so it wasn't like that they had a short time where they could blow out their arms. It's like they had the time to work up to their counts.
I don't understand. The 6th inning is too little. It's always the 6th or the 7th. I mean, my gosh.
It hasn't looked like an ace.
Oh my God! Don't now you just got me started. Hang on a minute. This guy comes in just like it was last year. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk a few guys and get out of it. Hey, guess what, Cupcake? You got lucky. Now, how about you start pitching? If I was Terry Collins, I'd demote that guy so fast to the 8th spot. I'd do it like that. I'd do it already. I'd be like, welcome back. Welcome to the 8th spot, douchebag. I don't care. You know what? Get back there because, I hate it. He gets on, he walks someone. I go, that's it. This is the most overrated bullpen in a... Overrated.
I was about to say I haven't seen Addison Reed in a while. That's because he hasn't had any save situations.
Yeah, you know what? Addison Reed, you haven't had any save situations. He's great. He's great. I think he should be the closer because I'm telling you right now, I'm sick of this walking crap. I'm sick of it.
Right.
I'm sick of it. I'm done. I watched 52 saves or whatever the hell he had.
Push him over the edge, man.
For those of you who can't see, Abe just took his shirt off. He's waving it around.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. Listen. It's great. He was on there. They put him on MLB Network. They're like, oh my gosh, this guy, he's closing games. They make him seem like he's this messiah. And I love when MLB Network starts stroking the Mets, but I got to say one thing. This guy has gotten so lucky. This guy should have played the lottery last year. He got so lucky with some of these saves. I mean, this is ridiculous. What's up with this man? Stop walking people. Seriously, you want to walk my dog every year? My gosh, you have an addiction to walking. It's insane. I've never seen anyone so lucky. No one ever walks that many people and gets away with it. I'm sorry. And now maybe it's starting to catch up with him. And Terry Collins, you stupid sack of bricks. I mean, seriously, you gotta, he's gonna, you know what? We're gonna be like 7 games out. It's gonna be like September. It's gonna be like, okay, Familia's not the closer anymore. Yeah, too late, you stupid idiot. My gosh.
I really do think they should experiment with Familia in the 8th and Reed in the 9th.
He was good in the 8th. Remember when Mejia was the closer? I know that was meaningless baseball, and that year was terrible, and they should all be ashamed. But I mean, But I mean, like, come on, he was a good 8th inning guy for like a long time.
2014?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a great 8th inning guy, and then everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's the closer." Well, this guy stinks as the closer. Because how about you look at the World Series? How about you look at all this stuff that he's blown? And it's not like he's blown one game. Connor Gillespie. What the hell? Connor Gillespie. Speaking about that, Madison Bumgarner. What are you? What are you?
I still hear the shed. I still hear the ball hit it, ding, and then just freaking just.
I'm just saying, man. Like I've just started.
Awful.
I feel like I haven't stopped screaming because this team has been making me pull my hair out. I mean, Daniel Murphy. We haven't even talked about. We haven't even talked about Daniel Murphy. Okay, listen, Sandy. Okay, how about you freaking tie Bud up on a leash and turn on the radio and listen to me right now, okay? You sack of you know what, okay? Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of the teams you construct, okay, with this garbage bullpen, all right? And I'll tell you one more thing, Sandy. I'll tell you one more thing. Oh, we're letting Murphy go because we got a plan. How'd that work? You idiot!
Yeah, no Dilson Herrera.
Dilson Herrera. And listen,
What are we gonna do when Walker leaves?
Yeah.
Hey! You let Babe Ruth go with a new Bambino. You stupid idiot! My gosh, I'm so angry. I'm shaking.
I think if it wasn't for this stupid rule where if a guy comes up in April, he loses a year of team control. Yeah. I think if it wasn't for that rule, I think Rosario would be up by now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because if you need to have that control going, like, Ace is going to mental breakdown.
I'm shaking. I'm literally and I'll tell you this. By the way, what's up with this team and playing short? Mm-hmm. What's with this team playing short? Literally, what was the bench last night? It was a wooden bench!
We have, like...
I can't take it! I can't take it! Wait a minute! What's up with this team? You go on ESPN last night, and what do I see? Oh, yeah, how is Terry Collins making his pitchers hit? What are you talking about? You got a bench! What are you talking about? Well, if a lefty comes up, I got Harvey. Who do you got on the bench, you stupid idiot?
Wait, hold on a second. We got Zach Wheeler. That guy rakes.
Hang on, though.
That guy hit a double.
Oh,
we got to literally... I'm going to go interview the bench player. Hello? I mean, what's up with this team? They don't DL anyone. I don't understand. The DL's there for a reason. Tell me one guy who was on the bench last night. You got Plawecki. He's playing. I can't take it. What team in baseball doesn't have a bench? Tell me what team in baseball goes, all right, we got someone off the bench. Let's pick up Zach Wheeler. The second Zach Wheeler tears his ACL trying to walk to the towards the
It's not even like it was the 14th or 15th inning. It was the 7th inning. Oh, they had to use Zach Wheeler to pinch hit.
No. Can you just admit? Can you admit for 1 second that the Mets, literally, the bench player is the actual wooden bench?
Oh, yeah.
And there is no one, because they refuse to DL anyone on this team. For whatever reason.
It's just self-sabotage.
I mean, did you see Cabrera in the first inning? I thought he was gone. I thought Cabrera was gone in the first inning, and I swear.
Oh, yeah. When he came on his knee, he did that dive, and it's just
if Cabrera's gone. If Cabrera goes down, I'm going to tell you this right now. Sandy Alston, put your dog on a leash and just give him the ball and let him play around for a bit. Because I got to tell you something. If Cabrera goes down, we don't see Rosario. No. Look at him flip.
If he hasn't already. But...
R.O. I don't even know how to spell his name. He's got to come up here. He has got to come up. I swear, if Cabrera goes down. If Cabrera doesn't go down, fine. And you know what? Here's something, Sandy. I'm gonna post something radical in your freaking mind. Okay? How about Rosario at third base? Rosario at third base. No.
Or how about?
Man at the end of his rope right here.
Wait, Ray is batting .97, and you got Rosario. I can't take it.
Or how about Neil Walker at third base and Rosario at second? Something like that.
I'm sweating. Yeah. Okay? I'm sweating right now because this team makes me angry, and that's why.
Terry, this is what you're doing.
How many games have we lost? How many games have we lost in like 9? What are we?
We're 8-11.
We're 8-11, and what are we for our last 10?
2-8.
2, yeah.
I know it's early. I know I'm flipping out. This is a pretty great last show. But my gosh, I know my levels are everywhere. My teacher, if he's listening to this, is putting his head in shame. I'm shouting. So angry. Maybe that's why Dan is peeking in here. He's like, Ace, how about you calm down a little bit? Have you seen the bench? The bench is a bench.
It's a bench.
And I love how Terry Collins comes in here. I love Terry Collins. First day, this is the best bench I've ever had. It's the bench!
Oh, the wood, the furnishing, beautiful. Best bench around. Best
What
bench.
type of wood is it made out of?
benches.
Mahogany?
The nice
Oh my
mahogany.
gosh, we got to go to break. Oh my gosh.
You don't have to keep it harsh, you can leave it to birth at my place, at my place.
I just can't let you go.
Catch DNCE on April 13th for $15 with an LIU student ID and with no limit on the amount of tickets you can purchase. Get yours now at the Tilla Center before they're all gone.
Relive the decade that rocked. 00 Rock with me, Victoria, as your host. Jam out to your favorite rock and alternative music like Cartel,
I'll see you around.
Blink-182,
That's about the time she walked away from me. Nobody likes you.
Mayday Parade,
Please don't tell me that.
and more. Every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. only on mywcwp.org.
True or false? At one time, New York had 3 baseball teams. Professors Howard Ehrlich and Harvey Sakowitz will help you recall memories of that golden age when the Giants, Dodgers, and Yankees ruled baseball. It's on Friday, April 21st at 2 p.m. in the Syosset Public Library. For more info, call 516-921-7161 or visit syossetlibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You're listening to Ace at the Plate on WCWPSports.org.
So listen,
was great.
our producer here comes in here. He's listening.
We think we're in trouble.
That's why he was looking, because he's coming to check if I'm alive.
Yeah.
Because my gosh, I couldn't take it.
We think we're in trouble,
No, wait.
and then we're like, we're sorry, and then he goes, oh no, it's great, I love it.
Yeah,
And he's like, don't come down at all.
I'm flipping out because seriously.
great.
I mean, but all for real. I mean, okay, what is Bryce Harper? What happened to him not hitting against the Mets? Do you guys remember? We were talking about, well, he never does any damage against the Mets.
To be fair, he's been raking all
Is
year.
he?
It doesn't mean
He's batting
just
like,
Mets.
what is
He's
he
like
batting?
MVP
He's
gotta-
been raking all
Okay,
year.
well,
Yeah.
Cespedes, so much for the MVP. Sit down, because it looks like Bryce Harper is going to be the MVP.
Oh, don't worry, he's sitting down. He's fine.
He's more than sitting down right now.
He's
I
on a
think like-
freaking massage table.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
he's
No,
just has a
I'm
relationship with
not
the
gonna play
therapist
this.
right
No,
now.
but
That's it.
we can't. I love how Cespedes gets, and it's true, he should. He just gets a pass because he is the offense. And it's like, okay, even when he's not going, everyone is still better with him.
No, he
It's
looks
sort
at Terry.
of-
He's like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
Like, he's like literally the
By the
LeBron
way,
on
did
the
you hear
team
him
where he
speak
does what he
English?
wants.
Did you hear him
It
speak
wasn't
English?
bad. It was a lot better than I thought, to be honest.
It wasn't bad.
What the
Joe,
heck
did
was
you?
that machine that they were using
Joe,
on
did
him
you
that
hear
looked like
him?
from Star Trek?
Did you? What machine?
Saspa? No,
Did you see
I
that
was
machine
there.
that like had like that? I think it was like liquid nitrogen that they were just pouring on his leg. or
Listen,
something.
they're gonna put something in.
Do
his
whatever
leg.
the hell you got to do. Get him back in there because they're just a different team without the guy.
It was sort of funny because the Mets have this PR lady who is very attractive.
She's
She's
Yeah,
very
Melissa.
attractive. Yeah, and
Yeah,
everyone.
I've
I actually
checked
follow
it.
her on Twitter, and it's funny because the second they heard Cespedes speaking English, they're like, "You're out of a job," and it's like, actually, it's
got
funny.
plenty other guys.
No, it's funny though. Well, not only because that's not her actual main job. Her main job is actually a PR thing with the
Yeah.
Mets. So it was actually sort of funny to see.
Yeah, she's
I
not
didn't
just a
know.
translator,
I
yeah.
honestly didn't know until then, but that was interesting. And I was like,
She's,
wow, his
she's-
English still isn't.
She's an
100.
attractive young woman.
Yeah, she's an attractive
Yeah,
young woman.
that cannot be denied.
Yeah, she's attractive.
let's just take
And,
a moment
I love
to
how I love
reflect
how
on this.
immediately I bring up, oh, there's this attractive lady who does the PR, who does the translation, and everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Melissa
Yeah, somehow,
Rodriguez.
somehow.
Yeah, and
strange that
but it was
happens.
no, but Cespedes is English, pretty young.
You know, Kate Bueno.
He's getting better at it. He's getting better at it. So I don't listen. He's been in the country for a while now, but I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because when he opened his mouth, I was like, wow. And did you see that segment on ESPN? What? Daniel Murphy want to be an insurance person?
Yeah, he wanted to be an accountant. He's like, yeah, my dream when I was young was to be an accountant. That's a sign of a psychopath. Right?
Yeah,
like I'm sorry. No,
you want to be an accountant?
I want to be an accountant.
There's got to be something here at LIU Post for that, right? I mean, hey, Murphy.
He's just playing catch with Ravitch, and he's just like, yeah, what's up, Murph? And I'm just like, get him off my field.
He was definitely that kid in school who just had no friends.
No,
and was just like
zero friends.
The introvert who just plays baseball and nothing else.
Yeah, his life is.
I wonder
ball.
what he was like as a. Where did he go to school? Where did he grow up?
I don't know. I'm sure he was bullied.
He's from Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida, yeah. I don't know why. He looks like a Florida guy. Yeah. I don't know why, but yeah. No, I mean, this guy turned into the out of nowhere. By the way. And I know that the Nationals have, they do their team financially or whatever, with this deferred payments, which I think is going to cripple them in the future. Yeah. But for right now, that has to be the budget steal of a contract. What is it? I think it's like $40 million 3 years or something like that. I'm not 100%. I could be completely wrong.
I think it might be like I think it's like $12-15 million.
Dude, this guy could be up here with maybe even the Cespedes money. I mean, this guy could be making $100 million something a year. I could see.
And all the crap we used to give Murph.
You know he loves it.
We miss him now.
Yeah, we miss him now, but
what happened to that plan? Seriously, again,
it's not his fault. They didn't.
It's like that ex-girlfriend that was just incredible.
And by the way,
they didn't give him anything.
They, you know what though? It was clear. It was clear for Murph. First of all, he wanted to come back. I mean, he even was like, qualifying offer. He'd probably accept it. Mets didn't even offer him a qualifying offer. I don't think.
No,
maybe they did. I don't know. I can't remember. It was long
they
ago.
did. They gave him a qualifying offer.
But he declined it, and then I know he wanted to. I just can't believe it. This guy is.
When Murphy
he's not a fluke.
When he was with us, I mean, he was a nice hitter.
But he was never this good.
He was doubles to the gap, but he just with Kevin Long, he learned how to slightly elevate the pitches that he was seeing.
That will ever.
280, 15 to 20 homers. That's
Kevin Long. If Kevin Long isn't working with the Mets,
now he's a freaking MVP
No, but
candidate.
if Kevin Long isn't working with the Mets when his contract is up, I think it's at the end of this year. His contract's up. I'm not sure how much it matters, but
how does Ray Ramirez still have a contract?
Well, that's that. But here's the thing: Kevin Long is gonna find work. Did you see him
standing over Cespedes when they were doing the interview on ESPN? I was just I could just see in his eyes. He's like, "How can I hurt him?
Yeah,
which way? How do you want to go?"
I actually saw Ray Ramirez at Roosevelt Field.
Where does he live? I mean, I know that sounds terrible. It's like, let's go to his house.
Honestly.
No, but we're where he probably gets paid. I just want to know how much he makes, and then how bad of a job he does. It's ridiculous.
I really wanted to talk to him, but I wasn't sure if it was him. But I took a picture of him and looked at. I was like, yeah, it's definitely him.
I would have been like, are you Ray Ramirez? He'd be like, I'd be like, terrible job.
Yeah,
I'd be like. By the way,
I just wanted,
how much
from all Met fans,
this guy's driving in his Porsche, and he's like,
awful.
"Yeah, I'm gonna hurt so many Mets players when I get to the ballpark. I'm gonna mismanage so many injuries. How many miss? By the way, who is starting tomorrow? It's Braves.
It's Harvey.
No, Harvey got.
No. Gazelman. Because it goes Wheeler, Gazelman. Hey,
by the way,
been bad.
When I type in
they have bad starts though. Wheeler and Gazelman have been like, okay, we have a terrible start.
But
by the way, I mean, it's not like we're going to score for him anyway. Wait, we're not going to score for him anyway, so let's just forget about it. It's like. By the way, I would say the pitching so far has been good, and I'd say, and I heard this number on WFAN this morning. You guys should listen to that.
There's actually a real thing called the Ray system, where it's R is for rest, A is attempt to play, Y is year-ending DLs.
Yeah. I know, you showed me that. You showed me that. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
He's been with the Mets since 1983.
No
How
way.
has this guy had a job?
Really?
1983. That's a while.
No, but it doesn't. Isn't that under the discretion of the manager? Doesn't he have a staff that he picks?
Because for the past 12 years he's been the head athletic trainer.
So he's again one guy who's kept.
They sent Ryan Church on an airplane with a concussion, where it's like he could have a brain aneurysm and die.
I mean,
that's really thinking ahead there, right?
Listen. Okay, here's one guy that has survived multiple tenures of the Mets that has been here and deserves to be here. Dan Warthen. That guy is a legend. That guy manages the pitchers really well.
And he looks like a turtle. I just love seeing the guy. I'm like, how does this guy know anything?
He does look like a turtle.
He just goes there and he's like, all right, boss, let's do this.
Yeah, he does a good job. And I don't know why. I'm happy to see him. He draws.
He's the only positive component of the front office management, all of that I can see right now.
He's really good at his job.
The Warthen slider is a unfathomable pitch that like even the all-time greats, when they see it thrown by players that would probably be nothing without it.
Now, like that brings me, like, what is this guy? Like, was he like a pitcher back in the day? Like, I don't know. I wasn't alive. Like,
I think he's just a master sensei
that
grew out of the earth.
Who is this guy? Ray Ramirez. I mean, not Ray Ramirez.
Dan Warren. I think he pitched probably back in like the 60s or something like that.
You know, it's just it's interesting. So
yeah, it's one of those things, you know.
Who else had?
He did pitch. He was a lefty thrower, 1975 for the Montreal Expos. Huh.
Was he good? What was his?
No, definitely not. 12-21 with a 4.31 ERA.
Oh, okay. But then again, you never know. I mean, the wins, I never take the win. I never look at wins.
No,
wins.
It's an archaic stat.
I can't believe it matters so much to some people. Wins. I mean,
people are so behind it. Have you looked at the new the scoreboards now are starting to show on base percentage and on base plus slugging?
No, I like that.
I
like that.
And there's one where it's like X on base percentage where it's like for. Or OPS, where it's kind of takes an average with the stadiums. So it's kind of cool that we're getting into this new era where people can be looking at the different stats.
Everyone is a Moneyball people now. Like, you notice that? Like, everyone is so looking at stats. For me, my favorite. Do you guys have a favorite stat? My favorite stat is on base percentage. I know it's weird.
Like on base percentage.
That's my favorite stat. You want to know why? Because he gets on base.
Who
gets on base? Because if you get on base,
just as good as a hit.
Because if you get on base, that means you probably could get someone home. It's like. You gotta.
I think that was the principle of Moneyball, actually. Like, was that just like if you get someone on base, and that's why we'd see 0 steals from the Mets, though. It's because if you have that opportunity to steal, then you also have that opportunity for someone to get out.
Yeah,
and you don't have
this team
is
a long ball.
Yeah,
this team is the long ball team, and if someone gets out and then he hits a home run, then that's a run you don't have. So look, we do talk about, and I was screaming before. I can't wait to listen to that back and save it on my flash drive and put it on YouTube because that was great. I just want to hear myself flipping out. And Dan was listening. I bet you Dan was like laughing. So
he was like laughing and also terrified at the same time. Where he's like,
I was shaking.
Call the police?
I really was shaking. I really was shaking. I'm not even.
No,
like,
it was
kidding.
great.
It was
shaking.
Wonderful. Joe and I were looking at each other like, this is the fire we need.
This is
a good sign.
I couldn't believe it. I just, but for real, I love this place. I love this show. I love baseball. This is the good. I know the season's not over. I know it's flipping out. I think that this was really bad because I'll tell you this. These are games that are in the division against teams that everyone goes, oh, the Mets should beat these teams. Like, these are games that mean like double to us because these teams are so easy to beat.
Yeah.
So, and they're in the division. So losing these games are hurtful, and hopefully that doesn't affect us. Hey, listen, if the Mets are like, oh, well, they were only 3 games out of first place, well, it was the beginning of the month where some of these games could have been won, where it was like, dang, I wish we won these games. I'm just saying that these games do count.
These games count just as much now as they do in September.
I'm just saying, like, especially that Miami stretch. First of all, like I'm going to say, most exciting games of the season to watch, to be honest. I know they were all like 5 hours, but I was having a blast watching those games. And just to have those games, all those games ended at like the last end, like right before extra innings or right at the beginning of extra innings, the games ended in the Marlins' favor besides the first one. So those games are like, dang, if only we won, 2 of those or 1 of those, maybe. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just saying, like, these were winnable games, and it always sucks to lose winnable games.
Oh, and it was heartbreaking losses where it's like you come back, it's like always within reach that. I mean, that's what the Mets
did last night.
That's what our teams do, is that they're tantalizing.
They did last night, and then Ryan Zimmerman just ended it.
They're just like, all right, here's like a little cherry, don't you want it? And then
it's good that Ace only follows the Mets, because if you followed any other team like the Jets or the Islanders, you would just get your heart broken even more.
I wouldn't be able to take
this is actually our only bright spot. That's why Joe and I are like, okay, that's fine. It's like we at least have a smidgen of hope.
I mean, this was the season I was looking forward to.
But it's not,
and then I knew the Jets were going to suck.
But by the way,
just the stress. The Jets both have the 6th pick.
I could care less about the Knicks. They're cursed.
And
I
you know what? The Knicks are so bad that I know about it, which is crazy. Because I really only do follow baseball, but basketball is my second favorite sport. And I honestly do, and I do learn about it because I listen to WFAN, and whenever I remember Phil Jackson spoke.
Mike Francesa.
I heard Mike Francesa. Did you hear Mike Francesa's rant on Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Conforto's never gonna bet leadoff. Okay? and then like 24 hours later, he's like, okay, so the lineup is in. Conforto betting leadoff. Mike, you said yesterday Conforto wasn't gonna bet.
Did you hear when someone called him Michael? That was the best thing. He's like,
Michael, and he just kept saying it. And he was like, Michael. And he was just like, you say Michael one more time, and I'm letting you go.
I gotta say this,
Michael.
I
came out.
I gotta say this with Mike Francesa is that he just loves Curtis Granderson for some reason. You notice that? I think because he was a Yankee. I think he was.
Yeah.
I think because he was a Yankee. No matter what, he will defend him. No matter what, the guy will be batting .50, and he'll just be like, and he'll be like, "Well, it's not May yet." And I'll be like, well, come on. I mean, you got to give this guy a pass. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, I can imagine him sitting.
Sorry, May yet. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I never called him. Here are the people I like on the fan. I love how we're on this radio station and we're promoting another one. But for real, WFAN, you guys got to listen to Joe and Evan. They are fantastic.
There's rumors that Francesa and the Mad Dog might get back together.
Yeah, really? there's a bunch of stuff going on.
They would do. Well, I think they would do like more like a TV
show. Well, Dog
show.
has a contract with Sirius, and you know, he's on MLB Network.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't see it happening.
Yeah, that's why it's not going to happen. He does a show on it, High Heat. But yeah, I mean, like, also Steve Summers. I've called him a lot. I love him. He's on late night, but
you've talked to Steve Summers. He's the man.
He is so. Yeah, you listen to Steve Summers. Have you heard of him?
Late night.
He's a very soft-spoken man.
How about JJ After Dark?
Then JJ After Dark. Yeah, Girardi. We're gonna talk about Girardi and the bullpen. The Yankees win.
Life is good for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, he's always like, it sounds like he's whispering out of his mother's basement.
Very seductive.
Boomer and Carton, I do listen on the mornings. I used to not like those guys, but I've warmed up to him.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I can't stand Carton.
I've warmed up to him.
And Boomer's his little, he's his little bitch. You know, he's his little, he's his little side man. I just can't stand them, man.
Yeah.
They're just, good thing I'm never up that early.
But Joe and Evan are the best. You guys got to listen to Joe and Evan, especially when they talk about the Mets, because they are Mets fans at heart, and you could really see it.
Yeah.
And when they talk about the Mets, that's when they're the best.
Because they're like us. They're passionate, and they watch every game.
You guys got to listen to Joe and Evan.
Yeah. Oh, I listen to them all the time.
Yeah. I listen to them all.
I guess I'm biased.
You know who I like? You know who I like? He's not a reporter. He's a reporter. He's not on the fan, but he always gives the greatest insight. Eddie C. Eddie Coleman.
Yeah.
I think he gives great insight, and I love listening to him. And if anyone from WFAN is listening, have him on. I mean, they have him on all the time, but he is
Eddie Coleman.
He seems to know what he's talking about. I like Ed Coleman. If you're listening to this, Eddie Coleman, Eddie C, as they say. I like him.
And then Mr. Met. Here's Mr. Met.
Yeah. So
here's the Make Man.
I'm just we got a good. What time is it? What time is it? We got 3:23.
We got 2 more minutes. Okay.
We got. I'm so hyped. I'm so that clock is wrong.
No, it's not.
I've never noticed the clock.
It's not right. It's dead on balls.
Yeah, that's
because wait for 5
o'clock.
Right. It will go right on.
No, you guys are right.
No, it's like as soon as this changes to 5, that changes. It's like
no, you're actually right. My clock is wrong. Okay.
So,
all right. We got some other technical difficulties.
Listen.
But reviewing back on a season of Ace
we got 1 minute.
I just want to say, guys, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure coming to the booth each week. Going to battle with you boys.
Are you going to be back in the fall?
I'm hoping to be back in the fall.
Good.
So I'm hoping that this ain't my last rodeo.
The show on. The show might not be at the same time next year, though. But we're gonna try.
Just anticipate that,
September.
We don't know yet. We don't know. I'm gonna get it sorted out before the year starts.
We're gonna have the show.
We're gonna have the show.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If anything, we can do a podcast.
I can't do the show at this time because I have a class at this time next year, and there's no other way. So. But I'm going to switch it around.
Just in time for the pennant race.
Yeah, I'll say perfect.
Or talking about draft picks.
Follow me on Twitter. Ace at the Plate on Twitter. All right, guys. Have a good one. And
hey,
love
let's go Mets.
Yeah, let's go Mets.
Love
you got to believe.
All right, guys.
You got to believe.
We'll speak to you when the Mets are in first place.
Long Island shipwrecks without getting wet. Learn the history of local shipwrecks from the 1700s to modern times. This totally dry presentation is on Sunday, April 30th at 2 p.m. in the Gold Coast Public Library. For more info, call 516-759-8300 or visit goldcoastlibrary.org. The Community Calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Your top 40 favorites and the latest hits before you can hear them anywhere else. Total Access, weekdays at 4.
This is My WCWP, Brookville, LIU Post Campus Radio, 89.7 FM and mywcwp.org.